Good morning, race fans, sim fans, Racing 393, another capture, Forza Motorsport 5. I do apologise, yesterday I had drop off in my sound or my voice. I have no idea why that's happening. I've done a few tests. When I'm talking, my sound bar seems to stay up. Yesterday I did notice the sound bar dropping as I was talking, which would point to the fact that I don't know why it is. It's something to do with the microphone. I've quickly checked the microphone settings. It's only for a laptop, so I've no idea if what I've changed is working consistently. But anyhow, we're here. We're going to do another quick test drive. Again, we're using the Forza Motorsport 5. I mentioned yesterday that Forza Motorsport 4 might be on the cars, but as I was reminded, that's actually a 360 title, which isn't backwards compatible yet, which is a shame. Maybe we need to get onto Microsoft and get that sorted. So we're back on Forza Motorsport 5. We're going to try a reasonably fast supercar around one of the famous tracks in Forza Motorsport 5, which is a Top Gear test track. It is one of my favourites. It is quite well known amongst any sort of driving affiliates. In fact, when this game came out on the Xbox on the release, I think this was the only track I really went on. The only other one I quite enjoyed was Yas Marina and Long Beach when that was released. So anyhow, we'll give it a go. It's only going to be me, no AI. It's going to sort of like a test, a lap time. I want to compare it against some other cars, just to sort of give you some sort of flavour. I'm using the Enzo Ferrari, 2002 Enzo. Brilliant car. I mean, I've never ever liked to own a Ferrari, I guess, but I do quite like the thought of having one of these. Very rare Ferrari cars. Off the top of my head, I don't know how much they cost. I wouldn't like to guess. Millions, I would guess. Anyway, we're going to give it a go. It's going to be 3 laps, so I'll get an out lap and then 2 flying laps, and we can see what I can put out. I'm not going for lap records, but purely, I might compare it against another Ferrari or something. So, start the race. So we're using the paddle shift this time. Standard steering again. All the aids turned off for maximum simulation, I guess. And like I said yesterday, Forza Motorsport 5 is actually better than this 6, in my opinion, for the handling. Car modelling and the graphics are improved, I would guess, but oddly enough, it seems a better sort of game. Right. I'm just going to make sure I haven't got any assists on. It says normal, that's off, manual, yeah. So that's, sometimes the game has a habit of adding things when you don't want them on. Right. Let's see how we get on. So it's just a warm-up lap first. I've been around this track for ages. Not with a wheel, anyway. It feels weird, actually, getting back into this. I remember going around this track many laps with a pad. Just got to get sort of some feel that wheel, which is not like that. Bit of understeer. Okay, maybe not that fast. Maybe we'll restart that. Let me restart. What I was actually thinking of was I've got a little bit too much force feedback, and it was ripping the wheel out my hand. So I'm just going to move that down, and the shock's down. So what? Yeah, the force feedback was like 75%. So which puts it to the. Let me just check the brake force on my wheel. Yeah, that's alright. Right, it's probably 50-50. Me being distracted and not fully ready to move off at that. Stop at that point. Right, try again. Not a lot of grip in this car. I thought it'd be like the proverbial, you know, like on rails. I'm sure it would be. Into the hammerhead. Trying to drift out too wide this time. Hold it sort of on a slide there. Wasn't brilliant. Won't go so fast into there, so that was a lot better. That's the follow through. It's not a lot of grip in this car. Through Gambon. That was a relatively slow lap anyway. And a dirty lap at that as well. So at least we get 2 laps. I think the idea with this game, you've got to drive, like I said yesterday, you've got to drive within the limits of the physics rather than the car, and that's where I go wrong. You need to have like your braking points mapped to your brain. It does push through it, you've got to be so careful. And the force feedback gives you some weird sensations. That corner always catches me out there. One more lap. No. Whoa, that's not going to work, is it? What was I thinking then? That grass stopped well, didn't it? So I'm not going to beat my lap time now, but we can sort of test the limits of the car. Sort of based on the sort of the grip available and handling. Or not there. I was trying to do a brake to that, like there's a little marker on the side of the road there, and I was right on it, but it locked the wheel as soon as I touched the brake. We'll try and take this flat just to test it. No, still got a lift because the car does not want to stick there. All there. Oh. Yeah, so anyway, it doesn't really matter about that lap. I was just sort of testing the limits. So we go across the line. And there it is. How many laps have I done? 4. I didn't know I was at 4. Sure I did 3 in the options. Oh well. One more then. One more practice. I'm going to try a different car. So the limitation of the car is literally on the force feedback of the wheel. The bollard's on the right here that I was going to brake near, so there. And there's a bit of change in the colour in the concrete as well, which helps. So, oh. Can't quite get flat out through there. No, doesn't like it. There we go. So, although it's not the best lap, I could have probably, if I'd have practiced and gone round there in this car for a lot longer, we would have beaten a 1:16, I would think. So the Enzo should be a pretty quick example round there. It certainly doesn't grip like I think it should, but then there's that cross between Forza Motorsport and simulation. I don't think it's ever been trying to sell itself as a full sim. So you can see there that my fastest ever time around there is a 1:13. I'm not sure what car that was in, but we'll just go around there a 1:16.2. So we could do with another S-Class. So we'll come back, we'll continue. It's set at 4 laps, not 3 like I thought it was. I'm not sure what car to use, so we'll keep the same track. So it's S797, the power, so I can filter it. So does that mean if I select that, no, not that, I'll push the right bloody buttons, I know what I'm doing, that, does that mean I'm going to have that? Yes, so it stays scanning through thousands of cars. So that, in theory, that should be quicker. Well, it's got more power. It's got, is it 4-wheel drive? So yeah, is it 4-wheel drive? Can't see that. I can't read it. What's toggle? Oh, that's it. That's what I've got to try and do. That. I think it is. Looking at the drivetrain up there, it's got 4 wheels like coloured in. There's no way that's going to beat it. Maybe we should compare it to another Ferrari. The problem is it's got like 9 on launch and acceleration, and that one's not too bad. Stradale, so a couple of sort of racy cars there. Yeah, Lamborghini Aventador. That might be interesting. And then we've got this next Veneno there, so that'd be monstrous around there, I thought. And then we've got this. Well, I've never heard of that before, but I thought that was an NSX, but it's obviously not. Let's try this. I don't know, this monster thing. It's like, oh, it's a Lambo. Let me try that one or that one. I think that one might be slightly better. we'll keep it in the same class as what the Ferrari is. So it's a road car. Oh no, that's a road car, but this is more sort of in its same class. So that was 797. I think that's what the Flash was anyway. Yeah, it's the same. So obviously rear-wheel drive. What's this one? Well, this is four-wheel drive, so that's about the only difference. So Lamborghini Aventador LP 700-4. Give it a go. So what we've got now? 4 laps. Top Gear test track. Hope you can still hear me. My sound looks pretty good still. So what I'm saying, I know I didn't really look at the weights of the cars, but generally speaking, it's got 4-wheel drive, so it should have definitely more traction. It should be quicker than what my lap time was in the Ferrari, provided I don't cock it up. So, right, here we go. Let's give it used to the car first. Make sure that I understand the handling if I can with this lap. So try and see how much grip it's got in the corners, how much braking. Not a lot, because you've still got to slow right down. It says to have more traction. Doesn't like it there, so this ain't going to be flat out, so I won't go flat out. Weird force feedback again, exactly the same as the Ferrari. Doesn't like that either. And I was in third. Right, let's give it a go. 3 laps. That was tricky. Reasonably tidy. Up to this braking point. A bit earlier. I think the car might be slightly heavier than the Ferrari. Don't think that makes a difference. As in for the game, I don't know. It felt like I needed to brake a bit earlier then. So we just try and keep it smooth through here. It is a bit smoother than the Ferrari, must admit. I'm trying to find the apex, but missed it. It's a little bit quicker, not much. Maybe third. If I'd have kept it in third, it might not have broke away. That's too hard. Didn't like that. It just locked up straight away. So you've still got one more lap to do. It does feel better than that Ferrari, I must admit. It would be if I get around the corner. It's going to be a dirty lap, I know. It's not very good either. Get off the grass. Remember to drive it within the limits of the force feedback. I'm 9/10 down anyway, so. It could have been an absolute blinder of a game if it was done correctly with the handling, with the wheel. It's actually better with a pad. It is much more stable through there. A 1:16.104. So yeah, that was a tenth quicker than the Lamborghini. Than the Ferrari Enzo. So that was interesting. We're up to 20 minutes odd, so we'll try another car. I don't have many S supercars, I must admit. That would be comparable with that. It would be good to do another one in an S class. And I don't mean Mercedes. So that's not too bad. It's quite, what I'm saying, it's at least, I know I went off, but at least I'm reasonably consistent with that time, so I'm quite pleased with that. So we need to look at, that was 797 as well, so as in, I'm guessing that's BHP. So we need to look at another car which has similar characteristics. I suppose it doesn't have to be a supercar. Interesting, I've just realised something. Oh, that's because they're all... Oh, that's right. I need to do my filter, don't I? For some reason it's not on there. Apply filters, there we go. I didn't think that. I was thinking, why is that there? So that's slightly more powerful. I mean, it's got I say touring cars, Australian touring cars, which I don't think is going to be too comparable. We haven't really got much choice. The only other one I would have is that, but that's got nowhere near as much speed. So that is not going to be as quick. Because that's all the 8, 6 and 9s there, see? It's got far more speed. It's not as quick. So that's the only other car, and it's slower, as in power-wise. That's got more oomph. I bet that'll be difficult to drive. That's got 5.9 handling, that's 5.7. But it's only rear-wheel drive, that was 4. And that's 4. Don't really want to do another Lamborghini though, so I haven't got much choice, have I? So what do? Ferrari? I might try that Nissan, as I don't think I've ever driven that. So an R390. It looks fast, but so this will be the final one out of the 3. So 1:16.1 or 0.2. Would keep me somewhere near where I'm putting out now. If it's a 0.3, I'm quite happy with that, a 0.4. I don't know. Right. Final one. Final 4 laps. Sound looks okay. Capture looks okay. Oh yeah. Better use my H pattern. That'll make me slower anyway. Same characteristics on the steering, so that doesn't change. Although the car does feel completely different. There's no way is this car going to be as quick as that Lamborghini. It's got no grip. No, wow, this is going to be atrocious. That's probably why I never used it. Trying to find the limits, that's them. It's got terrible, an immense boost. Got better visibility out the corner because you can sort of got the pillars not in the way. I've got to try and keep it tidy. It's got a lot of torque, so try not to go off. And you've got to touch the throttle and it spins the wheels. Right. I'm hardly touching that throttle there. Oh my god. Don't know how I held that. You can kind of see the apex on this corner now in this car. So, it should make it a bit easier. Oh, I missed that one. It's 2 seconds off. Just waiting for the force feedback to not give it all those weird sensations. Oh, this takes a lot of concentration to get round. Oh my god. So I'm trying to sort of overdrive it, to be honest. Doesn't like it. One more lap. Nowhere near like the other two. Much slower around the corners than the Lamborghini, just hasn't got the grip. Probably weighs twice as much as well. Trying to keep it straight, it doesn't like it. Good drift car, I suppose. a 115 is about all I could imagine achieve on that one. That was hard work. That was quite good fun though. I think once you get your head around the physics, it's understanding the physics of the game. Yes, that car is definitely different than the other two. The four-wheel drive car was definitely noticeable against the rear-wheel drive car. And that rear-wheel drive car is completely different to the other rear-wheel drive car. So that does work really well. You just need to understand the physics. So I did a 116. Oh, actually, did I go quicker then? Was that quicker? I just realised that. What did I do? I can't remember now. I should have. Was it a 116.1 and a 116.2, and that's a 115, and that was a 115. That was quicker than the other two. Really? Would that work? A 115.4. Would that be right? I should take more notice. Let's have a little replay. If it's quicker, we need to sort of see that car going around there, don't we? In true Forza Motorsport style. I mean, it's a huge bloody car, isn't it? I mean, Christ, what is it? Has it ever been raced? And like I say, the good thing is, you can pause, the opposite up there, and just go forward a bit. That in itself, I got that in Dirt Rally, and then we just go normal speed, and you can come into the corners, slow it right down, and then accelerate out, down the straight, down to the hammerhead. Let's see what sort of camera, I can't remember the camera angles on this. I'm not too keen on that one. That one's alright. Anything on car like that, I don't think it's pointless. That line is shit, obviously. Right. Obviously, it was the warm-up lap, but I won't do all 4 laps. So it's already sliding. So you can see a little bit of brake disc glow there. Look. It is sliding. I'm out of control there, aren't I? That's because I'm actually going off. You can hear the tyres thinking, "What are you doing?" I mean, it's a good picture. What I like is this is the car nut that I am. I love all that. That to me is trying to get the right attitude of the car. So quite like that. If you look at that, look at the detailing. Look at the detailing that I can see. Not a bad apex. The car is actually leaning over to the right, so it's got body roll. You can see there it is on a slide, slight opposite lock. It makes me look good. But look, there it goes. I know I probably went off there. You can see it's got the rear suspensions kind of moving there. It's going up and down. Don't like that camera. Should change here, shouldn't it? Here we go. So we can see what kind of line I took round here. That's really wide. It's like Gambon, isn't it? I do like the Top Gear test track. It's quite an easy track to sort of learn, and it's quite iconic. The amount of years that Top Gear did use it. Well, isn't Top Gear using it now? Aren't they using the same track? As in the proper Top Gear, not the GT, which is still, the GT stuff's still good. So, have a few sort of moments to sort of look at some of the car angles, detailing. Nice sort of exhaust flash there. Again, for car nuts, this is probably one. This is a great game. This is what I like. This kind of. I know replays are not everyone's cup of tea, and it isn't. It isn't what makes the game, worth buying, is it? It's more of a case of the game itself, the handling, the physics, the sort of the content. But this is because I spend quite a lot of time studying myself, driving around these tracks. At certain points, I look at the braking zones. I look at the sort of the angle of the car. I'm surprised this car was quicker though. Maybe because I'm getting used to the track. So I've actually got it on normal speed at the moment. So look, things like that. Why do I stop it there? Because that's almost the camera angle on Top Gear. The only difference is it's slightly lower and the car's a bit closer. But you can't zoom in, can you? Is this? If you took a picture, you might be able to. I mean, that was probably a bit too much. And if you look at that in reality, we should be sort of a bit wider coming out. So you can learn things from your lap times. And the replay. Learn things about your lap times from the replay. Now that side, that's great in a set of Corsa as well. That works. Obviously, Dirt Rally would work. The reason I like the race games like this with circuits is that you learn the circuits and you can start clipping apexes and tightening your corners up and getting closer and closer to the limit. Yes, I do understand that in rallying as well. You learn the stages. It's not quite the same though. You still need to leave a little bit of a margin for error. But yeah, see, I should have kept the power down a bit more there, but I didn't. But it's things like that I like. Okay, so around there you can see. Another thing I quite like looking at is start looking in between the wheels, see if it's got like what brake disc or calipers. It's not a lot on this one, I must admit, but you probably see the front one's better at a certain angle. So we just go around to the start line and I'll finish yabbiting. So that was quite good. So come back. I know it's left the smoke there, but no. So he's coming in. He's on the drift. He's clipped the apex. The car's leaning over. It's a bit of opposite lock. I mean, that looks smart, doesn't it? It does look good in a car which you wouldn't expect. Like I don't even. Oh, I think I remember driving it, but it wasn't one of my favourites. So I'm still on opposite lock there. I'll probably lose control. Did I go on the grass? I can't remember now. No, onto the crap angle. Here we come. So looking into the corner, I like this corner because you can see the apex there on the bottom of the screen. I bet I miss it though because I wasn't looking at it. It's turned in. Yeah, it's not a perfect apex. You can see I know I missed that. And I think I went wide there, didn't I? I'm sure I went nearly off. Nearly. So into the final time, or the final time for this replay, Gambon. So yeah, missed that one completely. Look, I mean, you can see the edge of the road. Rubbish. So obviously if I was zoomed up to the final lap, you'd see much better apexes. So, and across the line, as the Top Gear crew would say. So there we go. Hopefully you heard me through all that. I enjoyed that. I enjoy talking about shit like this and doing stuff and just showing you my enthusiasm for racings. I wish I'd got into this earlier, as in years ago. But I suppose years ago we didn't have the sims like we do now, or the ability to capture things as easy as we do now. So I'm sort of born before my time, aren't I, really? So, although saying that, the 80s is a good time to grow up. Decent cars, proper cars, better racing, I suppose. things have moved on. This is definitely better. This is one of the rare things that get better as time goes on. But then there comes a point where you play this game. This is Forza 5, as you know, and it's not. It's better than Forza 6. Let's hope Forza 7 improves that. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it. 40 minutes ought to do it for now. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.